when the palace was built. His clearance was input when the system was designed. Into the very bones that made up the palace, AI and governed its every aspect. First, he tried his crown code, the unique ID Soraya had assigned him. Nothing happened. He and Gideon exchanged a look. A voice issued from the console, courteous, female, and familiar. Vera, the palace AI. Incorrect code. Please identify. Gideon cast a worried look up at the walls, as though expecting artillery to start raining down on them at any moment. Nothing broke the winter stillness. Nothing would, unless Casimir failed to pass this next part. Casimir Alexander Mazer, Cass said. 11073620. Voice identification confirmed. Access code confirmed. Casimir Alexander Mazer. What is my name? Gideon looked at the console in shock. What kind of security question is that? She's a bloody AI. Casimir lifted a hand and Gideon stopped talking instantly. Casimir Alexander Mazer, do you understand the question? I do. Vera Yelena Vasiliev. Access granted. Vera's voice warmed with familiarity. Alec, you're back. Gideon looked at him, mouthing the name, a question on his face. It had been a long time since Casimir had accessed Vera using this method, and Gideon had never before heard her address him by a nickname no one else used anymore. Vera, Cass said, how many people are currently in the palace? At this time, there are 5 occupants present. 5? Gideon said in disbelief. Where the hell are all of the guards, the servants, the court? All previous occupants were ordered to leave when Miles Eugene Vandencourt arrived with his entourage and took up residence, Vera said. Miles Vandencourt. Gideon frowned. Why do I know that name? Miles Eugene Vandencourt is the sole heir to the Vandencourt banking conglomerate and the 11th wealthiest man in the Commonwealth. Only the 11th? Gideon asked with a wry look at Cass. How did he gain entry? Cass asked. The Vandencourts are private citizens with no position in the government. A crown code. She meant the type of code Cass had tried first. Personally issued by the crown to those sworn to serve it, changed on a random rotation, and granted to a select few. Personal advisors, the highest ranking of the palace guard, other key figures in the palace staff, each of them personally known to Cass. That's not possible, he said. Vera stayed silent. She couldn't lie. As far as the AI knew, one of those personal codes was exactly how Miles had gained entry. And how had he ordered away every person here? How had he gained access to the security field? Asking, Casimir thought, would be futile. AIs were supposed to be impossible to hack. They had multiple levels of quantum encryption. But as he knew well enough, nothing was impossible. Vera clearly didn't have the answers he needed. Where is Miles now? He asked. In the throne room. Of course he was. Vera, my team needs clearance for the palace archives. As you wish, Alec. An interface opened up in the console and a holocard slid out. Access will expire in 10 hours. If more permanent access is needed, please apply to the Royal Archivist. Casimir handed Gideon the card. Get to the archives, he said. Take everything dated from the Ascension Wars. That's going to be a lot. Gideon was careful not to question him directly. Clean it out. Yes, sir. Booted feet moved as one across the mech stone. Casimir took a moment, staring up at the palace windows. Sir? Gideon hesitated on the other side of the security entrance. Don't wait for me. He turned from the console and walked through the archway. Get in and get what we need. Where will you be, sir? I'll start with the throne room, I think. Sir?